it's really lovely to see everybody again. It's been a long, cold, lonely year. And I think that, we're opening back up, and and Fairfield Cultural Alliance wants to do its part to seed that opening back up. So we have a small fund, cultural trust fund, that every year we take the interest that last year did on that fund and give it out to art projects, art and culture history projects in our town. And they're small grants, they're mini grants, but we hope that it can inspire people to move forward on projects that they need a little bit of money to get accomplished. So without further ado, actually that looks like somebody else is coming. Oh, it's Bill. Yeah, it's Bill Teeple. Okay, we'll just save his for last. We have we were kind of surprised at the number of applications we got for these, and it's been inspiring that that's the case. So the first grant we want to give out, I need to say too though, these are mini grants, and many times we can't afford to fully fund all of your requests. So, maybe they're just a tiny bit part of your project, but I hope that it helps you bring it to fruition anyway. There's a really important Freedom Rock that's been installed in front of the courthouse. And the Carnegie Museum has been, the Carnegie Museum Foundation has been raising money to create a walkway so that people can reach it better and get close to it and look at it up close. So we are proud to give a mini grant to the Carnegie Museum Foundation to help add a sidewalk for easier viewing of the Freedom Rock. Here to accept this is Lyle Malden.
Thank you very much.
Would you like to say anything about the project?
Well, it's an ongoing project, has been for some time, but we had hoped to finish this fall, but it looks like it's going to be next spring before we get there. So every little bit helps, and we appreciate you thinking of us.
All right, well, thanks for applying for it. So a very venerated member of our art community is Icon Gallery. And Icon applied to get a grant to get a high-resolution camera. And here to receive it is Bill Teeple.
Thank you. Well, I had a video camera that we used for years, and it got old, it died in many ways. So we haven't been able to videotape events. So this camera will be a camera that also will do videotape. So that's an add-on. But mainly, my emphasis these days is on our permanent collection, which we're adding to all the time. People are donating art. And my idea is that in maybe a decade or so, I may not do so many shows every 2 months. We're going to shift the gallery over more to rotating the permanent collection through Icon. And I want Icon to continue into the future as the anchor of the art scene here in Fairfield, but I may not always be alive. I might be doing other things in other places.
That's right.
In which case, you guys, everyone who's still here can still have Icon as the anchor to the activities here. So my vision for that, so that I can kind of set up a pathway where that can go ahead without it just becoming somebody else's business. Basically, I have an Icon museum. We have 300 or 400 pieces of work in the icon collection. As there's a various, really high-end stuff. To
Absolutely.
just stuff that I like.
Yeah.
We just had Mark Petrie just donated 14 and 12, 26 pieces of art.
No kidding.
And of course we have the Hudson collection,
Yes.
worth $200,000. And we have a good portion of Saul Waxman's collection was recently, it's just given to us, changed hands. Several collectors in town have committed, pledged their collections to icons. So it's a real thing that I want to make happen. So I've rented a new room upstairs just to take care of, just to assemble the icon collection and start to photograph it and create a
catalog?
A database and a website where each work has a page, and we can direct people to that website more on a private basis, so that we can encourage more people to donate art once they see it's a going thing and it's a significant collection, and also get granting organizations to help give us money to make this thing happen. So the camera is going to help with that photographing and all of that.
Fantastic.
And also we need it for just photographing around in icon events.
I just want to say thank you, Bill Teeple, for putting up with us all these years. One of the founders of the Art Walk situation early on. The next grant I want to give out is to Fairfield Farmers Market. And the good thing about that is they want to pay the musicians that sing and play at the farmers market. So thank you, Steve.
So the Fairfield Farmers Market has been serving this community for, well, since sometime in the 1980s. And it serves a very important function in Fairfield. It's a place for farmers to sell their produce, place for customers to come and buy the freshest produce, local produce available. There are also jewelry and crafts, baked goods and candies, and lots of delicious things for lunch. So it's wonderful for the customers. We have customers come from as far away as Kelowna and Lee County just to come to the farmers market. And it's also really good important for the people on the other side of the table, the farmers, to have a place to sell their produce, for the craftspeople to sell their crafts. It's a business incubator for young entrepreneurs to have a place where they can test out their business and try new things and get started without a lot of expense or trouble. And it's a place for retired people to add a little bit to their income, selling things that they can make or grow. So it serves an important economic function in Fairfield, but it also serves a social function. That it's a place where people from all walks of life can come together. We have great diversity here in Fairfield, and everybody comes to the farmers market. Some people come just to be with their friends or to let their kids play in the playground. So it's a great cultural resource for the community. And having music at the farmers market, of course, adds tremendously to that experience for everybody. And so we're just delighted to have this help so that we can actually pay the musicians something for coming.
Hear, hear.
We have a lot of really talented musicians here in this area, and it's great to have their help at the market.
Fantastic.
So thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve. The next grant that we want to talk about is for AG Ceramics. So if you would like to come up and talk about that, or I could say what I know, which is not as much as you know about it. So.
Over here.
There you are. I was thinking that was you.
There's a lot of lights.
Woo! And say your name again. I forgot.
I'm Jordan Whitney, but I'm here on behalf of my fiance Alejandra Giron. She recently started a pottery studio in the past year, and so this grant will be going towards another pottery wheel because she's hoping to start teaching pottery classes. So she's planning on buying a couple more wheels and having about 4 or 5, and starting to offer classes for any community members, hopefully children as well, and to just come and learn pottery, just play around and just kind of express their creativity. Yeah, that's essentially what's going on, and just keep your eyes out. You can find her at AG Ceramics on Instagram or Facebook, and as soon as she gets everything all set up and ready to go, she's going to start launching some classes. And
Where would the studio be?
so the studio is at my family's shop at Whitney Monument Works on Depot Street. We converted my grandpa's old office into a cute little pottery studio.
Cool. That's very cool.
Really, really cool pottery studio. We've got a kiln and everything, and so yeah.
Fantastic. I just want to say that one of the reasons we have this is so that we can also encourage a new generation to step up. This is a perfect kind of example of that. So, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so it's hard to clap with that when you're holding the phones up, right? Yay. Yeah, right, one hand clapping. Now, here, this next one is going to one of the leading heartbeat of our arts and culture in this town, which is the Fairfield Arts and Convention Center. And there's a wonderful group that's coming, a hip-hop dance group called Fly, right? And they want to be able to fund a dance workshop for young dancers in the community, working with the other dance studios and people who are interested in it. But you can talk about it more, Lindsay, and here's a mini grant for Fairfield Arts and Convention Center.
So instead of talking about the logistics of the workshop, I actually just want to share a story that I was just talking to Meredith about. So we had a parent contact us just in the last couple of days whose child is signed up to participate in the workshop. She says he's 10 years old, he's really, really into dance, he's won national competitions in hip-hop, and he's very passionate about what he does, but he attends a small country school, they're a couple of towns away, and he's been experiencing some bullying and just kind of some pushback from his peers about a passion that is different from theirs. And so she asked me, could you ask the guys, we're going to come to the performance as well, could you ask them to shoot a shout out from the stage, happy birthday to my child? I think it would be really encouraging to him. So I said, sure, I'll see what I can do. I emailed the guys, and they emailed right back and said, yes, we're going to make him an honorary Fly Dance member, and we're going to bring him up on stage at the performance, and we want to do a free performance at his school. We want to go there and show the students there what boy dancers look like. And that came out as a direct result of her child being involved in dance locally and then wanting to experience the workshop that y'all funded. And so I just wanted to thank you for the difference that you're making, not only in the wider community, but on a personal level, at an individual level, that you are really creating a better future for not just all of us, but for one of us as well. So thank you.
Lindsay, remind us when the performance is and the workshops.
It's on October 15th is the public performance, and workshops for grades 3 to 12 is on October 14th, and you can find it at fairfieldacc.com.
Okay, good, thanks.
Thanks, Lindsay. Thank you. Wow. That was,
Yeah, I know, that's a great story.
That's the thing about our arts and cultural community here. It touches our hearts and keeps us going, no matter what crazy stuff is going on. This is why we choose to support it, and this is why Fairfield Cultural Alliance exists. So, the next grant we're giving out is to support the open mic concerts, and we're giving it out to the Fairfield News, represented by Tim Britton.
Yo!
Yo,
I've been running open mics on and off since I moved here about 39 years ago. And mostly they started out on campus, but once Cafe Paradiso started up about 19 years ago, I may have been saying that too long, it might be 20 years now. It seems a little old that I've been saying 19 years, but anyway, it's been a while. We've been doing open mics there, which if you haven't experienced it, it's quite unique. And one of the most unique things about it is that there are no professional standards required. So anybody who feels inspired to share what it is they want to share, whatever that is, can come and do that within, we do have some limitations that we very, very rarely have had to enforce, but mostly, and it's not to do with quality, it's to do with, topical divergences from social norms. But anyway, it's an amazing thing that people can go and not only share, but experience other people sharing things that would ordinarily be completely out of bounds, either socially or people wouldn't normally pay to see people do this kind of thing. Now, some of the people who play the open mic are fully fledged professionals, or could be if they chose to be. But a lot of them are doing, something on another level, and it's. I find it incredibly endearing and really inspiring in a different way. I grew up in a professional musician family, and I'm a professional musician myself. We put on, countless concerts of nationally touring acts at the cafe, which is wonderful. All that's great, but to be able to leave behind all the good enough standards and get up and share something on another level from the heart is really something. And since COVID struck, we haven't been doing it live, of course, but we decided to go ahead and do it online, and we didn't miss a beat. I don't think we missed 1 week. We do it every Wednesday night, 8 o'clock, and it's gone to Facebook Live via Zoom, and Paulina is an astounding, relentless fount of joyful encouragement to this event and the people who populate it. And since it's gone online, it's become a whole phenomenon internationally where people will seek out online open mics and sign up for them from anywhere. We have people every week, new people joining us, literally every week, to perform from as far as New Zealand, France, other places in the States, Halifax, just all over the place. And it's just amazing.
How many?
How many people? We have 10-minute slots going from 8 till about 10. So you can do the math, that's 12 people, typically 10 sometimes, and that's per night. And there are some regulars who are great and some irregulars who are also great. And we've had tens of thousands of people see these, tune into these things, again, all over the world. There's no limitations other than your schedule. So we plan on continuing some version of the online one even after we are able to have them live again. But all this has all been a labor of love for those involved. It's a time-consuming thing. And so this is wonderful thing to have a bit of encouragement along those lines, and keep up the great work, everyone.
And you too, Tim. The next grant is going to another type venue for the arts, and that is creative writing. So this grant is going to a group called the Thirsty Word, and here it's represented by Meredith Simpson. So about a year and a half ago, I started a reading series, a monthly reading series on the third Thursday of every month called The Thirsty Word. And initially it was like I wanted a personal deadline in order to produce some of my own creative writing. But it's taken off a bit, and people really enjoy an opportunity to share their stuff, whatever it is, whether it's part of a screenplay or some poems or some fictional short story. We kind of run the gamut, and we feature 5 or 6 readers every month. And we initially started off inside a cafe, but when COVID hit, regrouped and moved to Zoom, like you do. And so this will help us, when we're ready, move back into an in-person format that is not in an outdoor park. The last couple months we've been using Petra Park, which has been magical and wonderful, and I'm so grateful that space is there. It's an amazing resource. And Tim has helped us graciously with the sound equipment. But soon the temperatures will fall, and that won't be realistic to enjoy that kind of magic outside. So this will help us move inside and help pay for rental costs for a space that has yet to be figured out. And I guess that's it for now. Thank you so much.
We'll be looking forward to hearing about it.
Oh, and just a little plug. If you're around on October 21st, that's our next reading. And this one is going to be thematic. It's going to be, instead of the thirsty word, it's the bloodthirsty word. So we're going to have some spooky stories of the weird. Come and enjoy.
So is it the third Thursday of every month?
Third Thursdays, yep. Petra Park.
Here, here. Good job. Steve, the other Steve, another Steve Smith, didn't make it tonight. Steve Smith is a DJ for KFCD, and he's been doing that for many, many years. And he's also instrumental in doing the summer concert series Live on the Square. So we have given Live on the Square some money to help them put on the next series of concerts. So Steve, we'll get this to you. Okay. And now I would really like to ask Bert Shanowski to come up. Bert is, Bert and Diane have a Fairfield First Foundation, and they are funding this particular grant. So you can talk.
It's a pleasure to present this to what I refer to as the Renaissance Manifesto. This goes to Vermeer. I also have something to give away, and I don't know who to give it to, but I have a 2016 MacBook Pro that's in very, very, very good shape. And I am looking for a home for it. And I was thinking maybe there's somebody in this group or a nonprofit that could use a really high performance machine. So if you're interested, let me know. And Bill People, I have a photography collection that you're welcome to any part of it. You should come over sometime and check out what you like.
I'd love to.
Carolyn Waxman refers to them as some of the best photographs she's ever seen, so that's high praise.
I will look forward to coming.
All right, thanks everybody.
Please, can I say one more thing?
Please do.
I forgot to mention, I just want to give a special thanks to Rebecca Johnson at the Fairfield Public Library, who was willing to partner with me as the nonprofit that was the umbrella sponsor of the event. So special thanks to her for being so gracious and helpful.
So, and don't leave before talking to me.
Okay, will do.
On that note too, AG Ceramics was sponsored by the Fairfield Art Association, and we really, really appreciate that. If you want to talk about a little bit about the Art Association.
I'm with Bill. I'm with Bill, so I am not Art Association.
You're not?
No.
We can talk about it. Oh, okay. That, you know, of course. Well, you know, I associate you with art, your face with art, so.
That's
Nobody from the Art Association here?
No, they're not here, but Victor is you know, he was here for Alejandra, who I'd love to meet sometime, by the way.
Yeah.
The Fairfield Cultural Alliance has been going on since 2005, and our cultural trust fund was the seed money was granted to us by the city of Fairfield. So we feel that is a really profound responsibility to keep that going, and it's always such a pleasure to be able to interact with people who are going to use it for something really, really good. And so I want to thank all of you, and I look forward so much. There are other things that we do. Usually we have a big event in the fall, in November, at Icon Gallery, a party that is a celebration of arts and culture in Fairfield. And we give out our grants then, and we also give out cultural achievements awards. Due to the COVID situation, and also manpower problems. Not problems, just having less of less people to do things, let's put it that way. We are not doing that this year again, as we did last year. I'm hoping that by 2022, we're going to have our big party again. And we give out cultural achievement awards because you deserve it. You know, there's so many people here who deserve it. And they need that recognition, and they deserve it. So, thank you all for coming. And
Thanks.